Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain the concept of average based on the deviation concept. Okay, so in the previous video we have seen that the average of 70, 90, 110, 130 and 150 is 110. Okay, 110. So if you see the find the deviations of each number with respect to the average. Okay, so 70 minus 110, so what is the deviation? It is going to be minus 40 deviation. 90 minus 100, so it is going to be minus 20 deviation. So 110, 110, so there is no deviation. So 130 minus 110, so what is the deviation? Plus 20 deviation is there. 150 minus 110, so plus 40 deviation is there. So if you observe that the total negative deviation is minus 60 and the total positive deviation is plus 60. So the sum of negative and positive deviations is equal to 0. So what I am trying to say is the average, whatever deviation it makes, that may be negative and positive, so the sum of those deviations are always going to be 0. Always going to be 0. Now let's see another example, like we have 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14. So the average of these numbers, if you find the average of these numbers, the average is going to be 10. The average is going to be 10. So 6 minus 10, it is making minus 4 deviation. 8 minus 10, it is making minus 2 deviation. 10 minus 10, it is a 0 deviation. And 12 minus 10, it is making plus 2 deviation. 14 minus 9, it is making plus 4 deviation. So the sum of all deviations, minus 2 plus 2 cancel, minus 4 plus 4. So the deviation is equal 0. The sum of all the deviations are going to be 0. Okay, so you have to remember, so the average of given numbers is going to be make a negative deviation and positive deviation, and the sum of negative and positive deviations is always going to be 0. Okay, so now let's solve a problem based on this concept. Okay, so now find the average of 13, 17, 25, 11, 26 and 10 numbers. Okay, now find the average of 13, 17, 25, 11, 26 and 10. Let us assume 20 is the average of these numbers. Okay, let us assume 20 is the average of these numbers. So if 20 is the average, then it is going to be make equal negative deviation and equal positive deviation, right? So now, so it is making 13 minus 20, it is making minus 7 deviation, and it is making minus 3 deviation, it is making plus 5 deviation, and it is making minus 9 deviation, and it is making plus 6 deviation, and it is making minus 10 deviation. So here the sum of negative deviations are minus 7, minus 10, minus 19 and minus 29 deviation. And what are the positive deviations we have? Plus 5 and plus 6. So plus 11 deviation. Okay, so we have 10, 19 plus 29. Okay, plus 19 deviation. So the total deviation, the sum of the deviations is going to be minus 18. But actually we should get 0 here, but we are getting 18. So that means the 20 is not the actual average. So something else is the actual average. So now this 18 deviation is made by how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. So we divide this number by 6 and we get minus 3. So this is the actually deviation from the taken average. So that means we have to subtract this 3 from 20. So the actual average is equal to 20 minus 3 is equal to 7. So the 17 is the actual average of 13, 17, 25, 11, 26 and 10. I hope you understand this problem. Let's solve another example based on this deviation concept. So now the average of 80, 92, 101 and x is 87. Now find x. Find x. Okay. So how to find x? So the average of 80, 92, 101 and x is 87. So 80, 92, 101 and x. So the average is 87. We know the 87 will make equal, negative deviation and equal positive deviation, and the sum of positive and negative deviation are going to be 0, right? So here what it is making, 80 minus 87, so minus 7 deviation here it is making. So here it is making plus 5 deviation, okay, and here it is making how many, uh, plus 14 deviation, right? So here we do not know the deviation, okay. So the sum of all the deviations is minus 5 plus 5 plus 14, okay. So here we do not know the deviation, so I am taking that one is D. So the sum of all deviations must be 0, but D we are going to be get, so minus 12, okay. So D we are going to be, so 19 minus 7, so that is going to plus 12, so deviation must be minus 12 deviation. So here we should get the minus 12 deviation. So that means the actual average we have 87. So to get the minus 2 deviation, minus 12 deviation, so we have to subtract 12 from 87, okay. So that we get 75. So the value of x is 75. When 75 is there, so it will make minus 12 deviation, okay. So then minus 7 minus 12, 19, and plus 5 plus 14, that is plus 90. The sum of deviations are going to be 0. So the number x is 75. I hope you understand this one. If you have any doubt, please leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please watch the next videos in this playlist and please subscribe to my channel.